Welcome back to Rima Reads. So today I am going to go through my May wrap-up. I read 7 books in the month of May, which is great, and all of them were amazing, like such good books. This was a very good reading month. Let's just dive right in. The first book or books I read is the Six of Crows duology by Leigh Bardugo. This was a reread for me. I've read these books like 8 or 9 times. They are one of my favorite series of all time, and I love them so much. And of course, Shadow and Bone just came out, so immediately after I finished binge watching that show, I was like, time to read. If you don't know what the Six of Crows duology is, I mean, it's like everywhere on BookTube right now. But it follows these 6 different characters who are part of this gang in Ketterdam, and they basically go on this impossible heist, and it's just about them and their friendship, and I love them. And yeah, it's very much character-driven story about these 6 people who I love so very, very much. So I read Six of Crows, and I read Crooked Kingdom, and then I rewatched all of the Crows parts in Shadow and Bone, and oh, they're so good. I feel like I was maybe sounded really harsh in my Shadow and Bone review video, but like, let me make it clear that I fucking loved the Crows in Shadow and Bone. They were amazing. Love them so much, and I love these books, and I love everything. If you haven't read the Six of Crows duology, highly recommend. So obviously, month already off to a great start. The next book I read in the month of May is A Desolation Called Peace by Arkady Martine. This is the second and final book in the Texicallan duology. The first one is A Memory Called Empire, which I read 2 months ago, which I absolutely loved. It is a space political intrigue story about this like small station, LaSalle Station, who sends this diplomat over to Texicallan, which is this huge sprawling empire that like has conquered most of the universe. And there's like political intrigue on who killed the last ambassador and all of this other stuff going on. I thought it was a phenomenal book. And the second book takes place a few months after the events of the first one. And it follows some of the same characters. We still have Mahit, who is the ambassador, and 3 Seagrass, and a couple of new characters as well. And it basically has a first contact scenario with aliens, and it is so cool. I loved it. Like, this series has a lot of cool things with like language and poetry, and it was so cool to see that in this first contact, like possible war scenario. I was riveted throughout the entire book. I mentioned in my review of the first book how I really like how Arkady Martine talked about like colonization, and I feel like this book does another really good job about that. There were no answers in this book. It was very messy. Like all of the thoughts and the feelings that Mahit had about her people being colonized and her relationship with 3 Seagrass, and there was a lot that I feel like, I don't know, just was written it so well. And I really loved this duology. I think it was great. Such a fantastic read. I gave it 5 stars. Such a good read. And then the next book I read was also amazing. The next book I read was Jade War by Fonda Lee. This is the second book in the Green Bone series. The first one being Jade City, which I read last year sometime. And this book I buddy read with a bunch of folks from the Shell Space server, and it was so much fun buddy reading with everyone and getting their reactions. And I've also converted the entire server to one ship that I really like, so that was fun. It's kind of a crack ship, but like, it's fine. But this book was so good. It takes place through, like, it was different than what I was expecting. Like, I expected this book to take place right at the end of the second one and just be like, oh, literal full-out war or something like that based off of the title. Okay, my camera just died, but I am back right now, and I think I was talking somewhere in the middle of Jade War when it died. So Jade War was great. I really liked it. It was very different than what I expected. I thought it was just going to start right where the first book left off and just go like straight out into full war or something, but instead it was a much slower, not a slower paced book, but like it took the span of like 5-ish years or something like that and followed all of the members of the Call family. There's a lot of different things going on, both with trying to deal with the mountain clan back home, as well as dealing with all of these outside forces, different countries who want control of the jade smugglers. And I loved this book so much. It was so thrilling, and I'm so excited to read Jade Legacy in December. So another book that got 5 stars for me this month. The next book I read in the month of May was Every Heart a Doorway by Shanann McGuire. I was kind of nervous going into this book because I really didn't care for Middle Game by Shanann McGuire, but I really liked this book. I read it for the mental health readathon that I was hosting along with a bunch of other folks, and we did a live show, which I'll link down below, where we all like talk about all of our thoughts on this book and how it relates to mental health. But essentially it is a book about this like school for kids who have gone to another magical world and then have come back to this world, and it's helping them adjust and them wanting to go back to their new or their old magical world again. So helping them adjust and finding them their doors to their magical world again. And I thought it was really cool. It explored a lot of cool themes. It was interesting. I also read it in like one sitting because it was so short. And yeah, I really liked this book. 4 stars for me. And then the next book I read, or reread technically, is Call Down the Hawk by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the first book in the Dreamers trilogy, which is a spin-off series of the Raven Cycle series. And the Raven Cycle series is another one of my faves. It is a YA novel about this girl Blue who is born in this family of psychics, but she herself is not psychic, and she meets these 4 rich boys, and they all go on this adventure to save a dead Welsh king. And they're all really dumb and they all love each other, and I get a lot of feelings when I read those books. Maggie Stiefvater's writing is beautiful, and I'm just very attached because I read them when I was much younger, and it's so good. So Call Down the Hawk was a reread because the next book in the series, which I'll talk about in a bit, just came out. And I really like Call Down the Hawk. I think it follows Ronan, who's one of those aforementioned dumb boys, as well as his brothers and 2 new characters, Jordan and Hennessy. And I really liked this book. It made me love Declan so much, which I didn't like Declan in the original series, and I can't really say too much without spoiling the OG series, but like it's such an interesting concept in this book, and I had a lot of feelings. But yeah, overall loved Call Down the Hawk, and the next book in the series, Mr. Impossible, was one of my most anticipated reads of this year. So this is the second book, just came out like a week ago. Despite the dumb name, I was super hyped about this. It takes place right after the events of the first book. And again, I can't say too much about the plot or anything without giving it hella spoilers. And I'm just like, I'm still processing, y'all. There was a lot that happened in this book, and some of it made me sad, and some of them it made me annoyed, and I just want these dumb ass boys and dumb ass girls, there were dumb girls in here too, to stop being so dumb. I say this out of love. I did like this book a lot, but also I'm just like, I'm processing so much happened. I love these children, and I was very sad about the no mentions of Blue and Gansey, and I'm gonna be forever bitter about that, Maggie Stiefvater, excuse you. Hello, friends. It is future editing and vacation Rima. So apparently I was just having hella camera struggles that day because my camera also just cut off the last couple of minutes of that video. Sorry about the weird buzzing and the weird cuts, and yeah, I was hashtag struggling. And I'm not gonna refilm it because I'm on vacation, and so I probably wouldn't film it until I get back, which is still gonna be another 3 or 4 weeks. So just want to get you guys something. Sorry that it's shitty. But anyways, I'm still processing Mr. Impossible. It's been like 3 weeks. I'm still processing. I think I'll be forever processing this book till the next one comes out. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my shitty ass video, and thank you all for watching. Bye.